not really. When you have fear, when you believe in superstition and demons, will see it and make a right. So
Right.
I was telling my rib that, but she was still insisting. When she was young, she saw a ball of fire in the sky,
Mm-hmm.
and but she wasn't frightened. She didn't. She said she didn't know about those things. She saw a
Mm-hmm.
ball of fire in the sky, and she was normal. She went and tell her mom what it is, and they say it was a sukunya would suck you every night.
I remember
Uh,
that.
right.
I know about that now.
So
I remember that Sukunya talk.
right. So she saying fear. She wasn't fear. You know. So I was telling her well, probably the demon just wanted you to make you believe in it because you know. But you
Okay, I
know
mean,
some.
unless she see this thing, once a year, I wouldn't put
Right.
too much. I wouldn't put too much into it simply because children see whatever a child's what a child sees is okay. How your vision works is like this. For the most part, things that we don't recognize, we make it, we rationalize it for what we see. You understand? We able to rationalize it for
Right.
what we see. Sometimes, sometimes you see people do artwork like with a car or not with a car, with like a wall, right? With a wall, and they paint the wall in such a way that it looks like the street is going right into the wall. And what I mean, from afar, you might think the street is going into the wall, but it actually turns away. Only when you get close, you see that you're driving into a wall. You get my point?
Right.
So now even adults make mistakes with that. So imagine much less for a child seeing something, not knowing what the hell it is, and then um, going to an adult who fully believes in Christianity and really expecting some sort of clarity on what's going on. Like for me, I'm not I wouldn't put too much weight into that. But of course, women are carnal by nature. Women are very emotional and naive, and
Right.
therefore they are more prone to believe foolishness. You know what I mean?
Right.
They are more
Right.
prone to believe foolishness. Like I've heard all the myths in Trinidad about Sukunya, which is some woman, or I think sometimes it's a man, but some a person who at night unzips the skin like a damn suit, takes the skin off, hang it up on a chair, and then turn into a ball of fire and fly all over the
Right.
place at night. Like
Right.
I've
Come on.
heard that, I've heard that for forever. You understand? I've heard that for a
Yeah.
long time, and it's false. I mean, they fly all over the place. Let me tell you where that come. Okay, if you really want to get to the root of it, right? How does it even come up in a conversation? This thing called the sukunya. How does it even come up in a conversation in Trinidad, typically?
Well, yeah. I know people who believe in voodoo, they'll just be talking. I was driving on the road at night and I see a spirit fly past me. And then the voodoo talk will come about Sukwini and all that stuff. Like,
Okay,
you
that's
know?
one way, but there's another way it
Yeah.
always comes up. There's
And,
another way it always comes up.
well, another way that I know is them Baptist people, who first thing that is union. Yeah.
Still something else. Still something else.
So, I get all that. I don't know. I know another way.
Okay, you never hear people talk about marking your skin.
Oh, they saw a mark on someone's skin, right? Can,
Huh?
can,
And what I mean,
yeah. They mean the Sukunya suck was sucking them. Right.
right? The Sukunya was doing what?
Sucking them. Yeah.
It was sucking on them, right?
Right. Can.
Brother, that is a myth to cover up hoeing. You understand? That is a myth to cover up Hoinak. If you know you see this big mark on your rib, damn neck, on her back or her hand somewhere, and hey, how you get that? Well, you know that demon was flying around last night, and you have a whole nation of people believing that nonsense. You know what I mean? Wasn't the demon flying around? You had your legs at 9:15 and has somebody else having fun. You understand? Like that's the type of foolishness we believe. You understand? We believe that, and we believe that if you figure out where the sukanya is, you could go put salt on the skin, and when they zip the skin back on like a damn suit, you know, it'll burn them. All that's all that is foolish. You know, it's all is wives' tales. It's foolish wives' tales that you shouldn't put any kind of stock in. You know, to really say you believe in or you're living your life according to that. It's really is it is ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's absolutely foolish. You get my point? The brother never hit you back.
No.
Ain't no sweat. I saw him on earlier, but I don't know if he had internet problems or what. But it seemed like he was waiting for a second. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So stuff like that. Like I say, I would not. I would put zero thought into it. Absolutely zero thought into it whatsoever, simply because of how foolish it is. You get my point? It's absolutely foolish to believe in, and then expect your life to take on a certain type of a certain tone or a certain way of certain flow, giving your power to this make believe, this supposed make believe demon that supposedly turn into a ball of fire and fly around, and descend on people in the night and leave magic hickeys all over people. That is something made up for Hoinak. It's no different than you ever hear people say they just get STDs from a toilet seat, like herpes and syphilis and shit like that?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, that's another wives' tale for hoeing. You could never remember, it's an STD, it's a sexually transmitted disease. If you could get it from a toilet seat, it would not be an STD. You get the point? That's a old wives' tale to say, I wasn't having sex outside. I just used the same toilet somebody who have the disease have. You get the point? But we grow up with this, being taught to us from, the tender age of 10, 9, 8. And we learn all this stuff in school when this is really, it's like, you know what it is exactly? It's the Caribbean version of Greek mythology. If you really want to understand fables like, what's called this thing? Papa Bois. Papa Bois is the Caribbean version of Pan. You know who Pan is?
Pan?
Pan, P-A-N.
Nah, not the TV pan. Nah, I don't know.
Not steel pan. That's different. Pan. That steel pan you're talking about is a drum, steel drum, like an oil drum that we turning. There's a Greek god called Pan.
Nah.
Never heard of it. Okay, no sweat. Nah. Let me get a picture of it, and you're gonna tell me who this is. All right, I'm about to share it with you just now. Bear with me one, and you tell me who this is. All right. You see it?
So like that's Pan?
That's Pan. Who? If I didn't tell you that's Pan, who you would say that is?
They're like a half horse, half man.
So who's Papa? According to Caribbean folklore, who is Papa Bois?
The half horse. Yeah.
You never hear about Papa Boy before. That's before your time. Let me know if I waste some time. I move on.
Yeah. Yeah. And Papa Buana.
Papa Boy is this. It's a half goat, half man, or half horse, half man that be in the forest, right? That take children. That's the myth behind Papa Boy. You understand?
Right.
This is a Greek god called Pan. You know, go ask around about that Papa Boy myth. He's take the myth in the myth about it is, I believe, you ever hear about Dwen? When children stay out too late and they get in the forest, Papa Waters get them. And if they stay overnight, their feet turn backwards. That's the wives' tale.
Nah.
You never hear about that. No sweat. That's before your time. That's the Caribbean version of Pan. All right, that's the Caribbean version of Pan. That's who Pan was. That same type of that same is the same character. You understand? Pan is a Greek god of the wild, right? He's a Greek god of the wild. He has the hind quarters of a goat or a horn, and it said, just hold on, let me read a little bit more. All right. The worship of Pan began in Arcadia, which was always the principal seat of his worship. Arcadia was a district of mountain people, culturally separated from other Greeks, right? Arcadian hunters used to scourge the statue of the god if they had been disappointed in the chase, right? And the chase is talking about, hunting, right? Now, what you want to understand about primitive pagan people? Pagan is another word for common or low. Common people worship whatever gives them pleasure. That's the best way to put it. You understand? Like Egyptologists worship the woman. The black woman is God because she gives pleasure. You understand?
Right.
Ancient farmers would worship was that man? Not Nimrod. What's the agriculture god? The one who somebody asked me about it last week, and I said it was Zeus in Greek.
Not Slakia, not Baal, the weather god.
Baal, right? They worship Baal, the weather god. When Baal was a famous farmer at one time, had a ton of land, and was successful in cultivating. People around who looked at Baal after he died, they wanted to follow in his success. So in order to follow in his success, they didn't understand how he was doing. They didn't have his knowledge, but they thought that praying to his spirit, because of course people in the world, common people believe when you die, you somewhere in a spirit world watching down as an angel. They believe that praying to Baal would bless their crops. So they begin to pray to Baal for sun. They begin to pray to Baal for rain, to hold back the rain, to hold back the sun, and to bless their crops. And Baal is the weather god. In the Greek history, he's known as Zeus. You get the point? So pagan people worship the things that give them pleasure, right? Without God's laws, that's what we turn into. We turn into a low people that worship, the creature more than the creator. You understand? Like what Romans 1:26 said, worship the creature more than the creator. You see a good example of it with the Native Indians. The Native Indians would worship, the wolf and the sun and the moon, the river, the tree. There's a spirit in everything. Because of course, coming across here, you need these things to survive. And the initial intent of the brothers were to come across here and keep God's laws, but that's how it is. The intention is there, but that's not what really happened. You understand? So that's always happens without the Lord's laws. Without the Lord's laws, we would turn into those same people who worship common things. You get the point? So now this group or this sect of mountain people, they started worshiping this god Pan because Pan was half man, half goat or half horse or half deer, something that they would hunt. Now, they're saying that Pan, if they would scourge Pan, meaning they would beat the statue of Pan in with any game, anything they caught. But if it is that they did come back with something good, you know, they pray to Pan more, they reward Pan. All right? You understand?
Right. Pan.
Now Pan is half man, half animal, right?
Pan.
So now understanding that, where you think in their mythology, where you think Pan came from?
The Greeks.
Okay, but okay, the whole that creature, where did that creature come from? All right, look at this image here. All right, you know, sweat. See this image here?
Right. He's not playing with it, right? Okay.
Just for the people on Facebook, let me see if I can switch it around for you. I don't know how to work this goddamn thing. How you switch this around? Hopefully that's it. All right, this is the image I'm showing you, brother. Pan is having sex with the goat, brother. Pan is having sex with the goat. Till this day, if you want to disrespect an Arab, you say, hey, go fuck a goat. Go F a goat. You understand? Because that's, okay, that's what heathens do, brother. Heathens do strange things for pleasure.
Right.
Heathens do strange things for pleasure. And, okay, this is linked with, you know, all the pedophilia that's going on, all the immoral sex that's going on. It comes from this god Pan. Michael Jackson used to worship this god Pan. You understand? This god Pan, that's it. That whole Neverland Ranch thing, Peter Pan, that's where it comes from. Where Pan is just this, where Peter Pan, remember Peter Pan was supposed to be this guy that never grows old, and he just brings kids to this magical place to have fun. Right? This is who Pan really is. You understand? And now you see the image of it where he's having sex with the goat. This group of mountain people, you know, that's what they do. Like any group of base people, base heathen people, that's what they do. You get the point?
Right.
That's just what they do. So now that's where it comes from. It comes from worshiping something that gives you pleasure. You understand? It comes from that. It comes from the worship of something that gives you pleasure. And that's where you find all these myths, old wives' tales coming from. It all comes back to that. You get the point? That's just following after heathens where you just blow and bass and you have sex with a horse or a damn goat, and before long that goat is your god. You understand?
Right.
Before long that goat is your god. God, I want to ask if he playing with the goat. He had the goat in a triple buck, brother. That goat catching hell. You understand?
Right.
So that's where all that nonsense comes from. You get the point? That's where all that thing comes from. And that's what we would call Papa Bois in Trinidad is that's the Caribbean version of Pan. Right?
And so like I also heard the general saying that it was unlawful to believe in superstition.
Uh-huh.
So Would that fall under thou shalt have no other gods before me?
Yeah, definitely.
Then,
It's definitely
yeah.
going to fall. It's anything you yield yourself to. That thing becomes your God.
Right.
You understand? That thing becomes your God. Anything you yield yourself to, that thing becomes your God. You know, you yield yourself to it.
Right.
You get the point?
Okay.
Right? So that's like all that is that's that type of superstition, that type of belief, or once again yielding yourself to it in a way that it starts to rule your life and take over your life. You understand? I'm sure people in Trinidad still do this. After a certain hour, you got to walk in the door backwards.
Can.
Right? You never heard about
Some,
that?
yeah. Some,
Right?
some others have,
Some of them do that, right?
mm,
Right? They walk in the door
some go,
backwards. Give me some more. Well, what else there
right.
is? There's something with salt. I think you got to throw salt over your shoulder when you come inside late.
So, there's show salt on the ground. There's have a beads on the wall,
Beads on the wall.
certain beads.
Something
A
with a broom.
horseshoe.
There's something with a broom also. I forget what it is with the broom.
You know, the broom, you know. I
Something
know
with
the
the broom.
horseshoe.
Say
You
again?
know, you can't remember the broom. A horseshoe.
Mm-hmm.
There's a horseshoe in front of your door.
Have a horseshoe in front of the
Right?
door for good luck.
So we love it.
Luck is the name of a Greek god also, right? And in spare
Right.
time, look it up. Luck, when you say good luck, is the name of a Greek. Luck is a Greek god, right? I think the broom is. No, this is real old. You probably had to be live with grandparents to even know about this. The broom is, I think, you can't turn it upside down. You know, people be you finish sweep and you're storing the broom somewhere in a corner.
Oh,
Like the broom has to be down. You turn it upside down, brother, you liable to get, the belt for the next hour because you done let turning the broom upside down means you open the door to some, spirit realm where,
right.
what I mean, 15 shield generals of demons coming through to take over the earth. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Right.
it's superstition and it's foolish. It destroys communities, it destroys a family, it destroys a nation. It's foolishness. Like your rubbing hand, she ain't had to worry about the ball of fire flying in the sky. She had to worry about the hell you putting on her. That's what she had. She had to worry about you. She had to worry about no ball
Right.
of fire flying in the sky, leaving marks on her. You the only person leaving marks on her. If that ball of fire come in the house, she better know that it's going to die when it see you. You get the point? If she want to be
Right.
leaving some ball of fire. But it's all nonsense, Zach. It's all okay. And I've noticed also with the advent of technology, right? The brother said wreaths on the door, wallets and purses on the floor. All those is old, damn near like slave customs. You know what I mean? But I've noticed also with the advent of technology that these fables and myths, they're passing. They're not even being passed down to the next generation much. Because once again, that was a thing of, a certain generation of people would believe. And now you don't have that no more. Like you don't even know about Papa Boy, and Papa Boy is, that's like bedrock. You know what I mean? And that's pan. There's certain things as a young child you know about growing up, which is Papa Boy, the Gwen, the ones where it's like children who just don't go home. They end up getting taken in the forest and they become part of the forest people and their feet turn backwards. So if it is you following them, really they're going in the opposite direction. Some kind of shit so they might go. Right? Then you have the French woman, the Ho, the larger bless. A beautiful woman. She's really a demon. She comes and knocks on your door at night. She gorgeous, all tail all over the place, breast all over the place, and walks into you, and you let her in your home. And as you let her in your home, you start hearing like a heel, like if she wearing heels, but it's like a boot. You start hearing that clocks walking in the house. And brother, when she sits down, is a horse foot she has. That she's a demon that come to kill you. You get the point? It's a myth to not let strange women in the house. Once again, going back to hoeing. No, don't know, you know, the sisters don't want their husband going with no other woman. So of course, you know, I mean, big Karami, I'll bring it home. The big hat on the cow foot. It sounds like the damn Christian church. Big 10-gallon hat, the dress, you know, the tail showing the cleavage out. She comes, she seduce you, you open the door, you let her in the house, you hearing the clocks knocking. When you look under the damn dress, brother, it's a cow's foot, it's a hoof that's walking in there because it's a demon you done let in the house. All these is things you grow up with, but with the advent of technology and the introduction of technology in a place like the Caribbean that didn't have so much of you know, the phones wasn't there, the internet wasn't there, cable wasn't there. Those things is, you know, just over a decade old, I would say, or a little more, maybe 15 years old. Like, when those things are not there, people have more time on their hands to believe stuff like that. But when you could go, you know, and Google and Facebook and, you know, Snapchat and tweet and Instagram and all that stuff, you ain't got no time to believe in no woman with no hoof. You know, the hoes on the internet. You know, the hoes ain't coming by your door. You get my point? Right. So it's really just myth. It's mythology, and it's not real. You understand?
So like what some people, she said about her grandmother. Someday she said some spirit take over her and her voice changed. So like her grandmother had a natural high-pitched voice. When the demon took over her, her voice was heavy and deep. And she was just talking wherever she was talking. Then she stopped and somebody asked her what she was talking about, and she said, well, I didn't know that happened to me. She forgot. So could her grandmother be faking that just to make people believe that them things are real?
Yes. She could have been faking. She could have been drunk. Shit, that could have been Sunday morning in the Christian church, brother. You never hear them demons talking? Hollering. You pull up by any church Sunday morning just around 10:30, 10:45. And you be hearing them howling like wolves inside there. Like, okay, it could be a number of things, but it ain't what you think it is. It ain't, you know, the exorcist with her coming down the stairs on her back and vomiting green and her head spinning all the way around. That's the white man's exaggeration of, you know, a woman who's out of control. You get the point? A woman who's out of control. Shit, them strippers doing that right now, going all up on their head, doing all kind of nonsense. And, you know, I mean, Nicki Minaj, she rapping one way, 1 minute, happy, happy, happy. Then the beat change and she low, like a little gremlin. So where you gonna say? You know what I mean? It's a demon, but it ain't the demon like how we've been taught it is. You get the point? And I've heard those stories I've heard those stories before as well. I've heard those stories, you know, Sunday school, somebody flip out and just start talking like a grown man, and all the nuns and the priests run all the damn church. I've heard those stories time and time again. Once again, because Trinidad is the way it is, the Caribbean on the whole, there's a lot of undiagnosed mental conditions. That's the best way I could put it. Now, a lot of it is fake. Some of it, people be high and on drugs. Some of it is just plain Christianity. And some of it is, there's a mental issue going on with this person. You understand? But of course, in our society, our culture, certain things we just don't admit to. Somebody crazy, somebody, you know, halfway, you know, they ain't too right. We just brand them as, well, he a little slow. But in American society or European society, they of course do the studies that go to show, well, this person dyslexic, this person this person that, this person that. This person have a certain degree of autism, this person that, and make them do weird stuff. You get the point? But to us, we look at it like, oh shit, this person possessed. You get the point? Which is kind of halfway right, but it ain't the way we perceive it in our mind. You understand?
Right.
It ain't that way. So, you know, some woman have a high-pitched voice and all of a sudden she have a low-pitched voice. No, and shit. Cut a record, make her sing a song. You might be a millionaire. But that, don't think for once where, you know, this is Emily Rose or this is The Exorcist happening again. It's not like that. You understand? It's not like that. Who's to know what's really going on in that situation? I wasn't there. You wasn't there. This is a story that was told, and in the society we in, you have to be wary of, you know, second and third hand accounts like this. You understand? Second and third hand accounts like this. The bottom line is stories like these are told to get to achieve one thing. What's that thing that it wants to achieve?
Fear.
Fear. That's it.
Fear.
Stories like these are told to make people afraid, to achieve fear. You understand? To achieve fear in people. And once you realize something is trying to make you afraid, you won't have to, you know, you damn near gonna just have to stand up to it and understand, well, this is, you know, this is something that whatever you fear, you will begin to serve. That's human nature. What you fear, you begin to serve. You get the point? So now, if I fear this thing, I would do what I think I have to do to not be like it or to be, you know, to serve it. So you're going to have to be very careful with something like that. You understand?
Right.
So that's it. You get the point?
Uh-huh.
All right. So we good to go there?
Can.
All right. Onto the.
Like,
go ahead.
Right. Maria was asking a question the other day. She was saying, what was it again? Oh, if we supposed to be ruling, but we not because we sin against the Lord, so now we in hell. Right? How come it have? Well, how come other people ruling, and there was and you know, they does be sinning too, right? I think that was her question like that.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. No. So she's saying, she's asking, she's saying, okay, we supposed to be ruling, but we not because we sinned against the Lord. And how is it that other people are in rulership? They sitting in our seat, and they be sinning against the Lord. Right? That's what she's basically asking, right? Correct? Okay. Give me Psalms 147, 19 and 20. We get that first, and then we're going to get another scripture in Deuteronomy.
Psalms 147, 19 and 20. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Mm-hmm.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
Mm-hmm.
And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
You understand? The other nations, really, they cannot sin. Because the scripture just said he shows his statutes and his judgments to Israel. He doesn't deal so with anybody else. As for the other nations, they do not know them. They do not know the Lord's laws or his judgments. It's okay. Just think about if you are parents with children. You don't beat the child in the house next door. You get the point? Like if the child in the house next door acting up, do you go knock on the door with a belt and say, listen, there's a child in here acting up. Bring them over here. Let me get them some discipline. The discipline you give out is your children, right? Now, if the child next door violates your child, then that's a different story. You understand? Then something has to be done. It's the same thing with the Lord. The Lord he didn't give his laws to everybody, he gave it to us. He didn't give his punishments to everybody, he gave it to us. Because we his children. You understand? So really the other nations cannot sin. They can violate the Lord, they can violate, and what they did to us was a straight up violation, but they cannot. The Lord doesn't look at their homosexuality the way he looks at ours. You understand?
Right.
Like our people turn to homosexuals and lesbians, we get full of AIDS, HIV, you know, HPV, cancer in the damn womb, in the uterus, all sorts of horrible diseases. Or we take on so much demons where you have Tyler Perry, RuPaul, I mean, all of them who be cross-dressing. You get the point? All of them, you know, transsexual, transgender. You get the point? We go all the way left with it. The white man be a full-out crackhead and a homosexual and show up as a judge in a court Monday morning and you would never know. You understand?
Right.
You would never, ever know that this thing sitting up there party Saturday night and wears heels and a thong and a bra and, you know, with a hairy chest and sings like a woman. You'd never ever know, and snorts a bucket of crack. You'd never know, because the white man is the vessel of dishonor. We the vessel of honor. He is made to house demons. You get the point? He's made for that. He is, you know, demons do well with him. With us, they don't do well. Because we ain't built for that. So we get destroyed way faster and easier. But the heathens are made to house demons. Right? Like the East Indians. We're going to get to them shortly. In a few minutes, we're going to jump right over to them with the same myth and idol worship. And brother, you never look at a red dot the same again. Ever, 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 ever. Ever, 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 ever. Again in life. I promise you that. You see what the hell this red dot is about. Brother, I remember I saw the history of this about a year ago, and I was full. I mean, brother, I stopped going to Dunkin' Donuts. That weekend I saw the tape. That was the last weekend I ever got coffee. I buy my own coffee and make it myself right now. The laziness stuff. But brother, anywhere I go and I see that red dot, I'm staying far away from the hell from that. All right, but we're gonna get into it. So that's there. The Lord never gave them his laws. Now go to Deuteronomy 32 and 21 quickly.
Deuteronomy 32 and 21. They have moved me to jealousy, which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people, and I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
Right. So now she's asking the question of, okay, why is it that, you know, we not in rulership, but the other nations who don't obey the Lord seem to be in rulership, right? Because the Lord wants to provoke us to jealousy. He wants to make us angry with a people who so much more inferior than us, ruling over us. You get the point? Like he wants us to look at them and be like, how in the hell is this thing ruling over me? Like for the life of me, I cannot respect an East Indian. I cannot respect a Somalian. Like just on the carnal aspect. Like I'm used to seeing you all on United Nations, We Are the World, little segments in between programming with flies on your lip. And your goddamn rib cage showing. You understand? And your belly big and distended and your big kneecap showing because you're so poor and starving and hungry. And now you come in, countries like Trinidad, Jamaica, Barbados, certain parts of South America and Central America, and these heathens are ruling over us. It's supposed to make you angry. You understand?
Right.
It's supposed to make you angry. Like your rib goes to a slave. She has some East Indian boss she had a report to, some nasty dot-head. She's supposed to be angry. And that's supposed to make us now serve the Lord more. That's supposed to make us want to do right more so the Lord could flip the script again. So the Lord could turn things upside down and make us rulers over them. Because that's how it's supposed to be. You get the point? Like imagine you grow up in an island, your 4 parents grew up there, and some Chinese man, some dog eater, some nasty rat and cat eater come over and have businesses and is a millionaire before you. And you have to buy your food from him. And you're $2, 50 cents, he yell at you like you ain't shit. You understand? He full out yell at you and then turn around and say something in Chinese and then make you beg. And then he say, all right, come, give it to me. As if he doing you a favor. And then we so brainwashed, we be like, all right, thank you, Mr. Young. Don't worry, man. I'm going to see. And we feel burdened to come back to pay this bastard the $2 we were short, or to pay this bastard the 50 cents we were short. And this is a filthy heathen who's ruling over us. This is a man by the tail and bang its head and put it in a pot. You understand? That's the type of food we eat. We serve. You get the point? You understand what I'm saying? It's supposed to make us angry.
Okay.
Instead, we try to, be one with them. But the minute we over them, they get angry. You understand?
Right.
The minute we in charge of them, oh, it's a problem. This nigga ruling over me. I'd rather starve. I retired. I'll never serve this nigga. That's how, like the one we was talking about just the other day.
Kuku, the East Indian man who get the paint and paint himself black.
Yeah, what's his name again?
Darrell Duku. Darrell Duku.
Okay, that's it. That's the bastard right there. Okay, this is what I want from him, right? This is what I want. Okay, I think I'll find it. Because I want people to see the type of, foolishness that go on.
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Yeah.
Now, this is an East Indian.
Okay.
And he's supposed to be some aspiring comedian. He have his little, YouTube channel, but on Facebook, apparently he's way bigger. He's popular in Trinidad to an extent. He's allegedly upset. This stuff from, I think she's from Grenada or Barbados, because she said something about, she criticized the leader in Trinidad. He claims to be a supporter of the leader, so he's criticizing her. Translated to America, imagine Eminem blasting Farrakhan or somebody calling him, you are Uncle Tom nigger, you a disgusting nigger, because Eminem loves black people. That ain't gonna fly. You understand? Because you now trying to appropriate the culture just so you could disrespect black people. So this is what this fool did recently. And this is man, I'm warning you, the language a little coarse, put the kids away. Right? The language is a little rough. Right? You'll see he's halfway a faggot. You know what I mean? I ain't even gonna say halfway. He probably, full out Southern. All right?
Can
get it straight here. Right? This is the bastard here, right? Now, he doesn't normally look like this. This is what he looks like, right? That's it. All right? So, of course, he went and got paint and painted himself like this, got a wig, and is now, you know, verbally assaulting this sister, all right?
Oh, they making all this nigga? Oh, they know this nigga from Grenada?
And Grenada is very close to Trinidad, and a lot of Trinidadian people have Grenadian ties, I would say, right? It's just one of those islands where we switch and swap a lot, just like between Jamaica and Puerto Rico, you'll find a lot of Yardis in Puerto Rico. You'll find a lot of Puerto Ricans in Jamaica. It's just one of those islands that swap a lot with the culture and the people.
Right?
Right?
You know, girl, watch me. You know how long I have to do a video blog on you? But I keep calling to get the color of the paint, the body paint to do this. I call Benjamin Moore.
Right? So he's giving you, he's you know, is he trying to be, he's trying to use something that the white man calls satire to say in various hardwares and stores to find a certain shade of paint because he wanted to paint himself black to mock this sister, right?
Penta. Everybody, nobody have this black color. I was looking for.
Right, so he's saying nobody had her particular shade of black. So now he's about to describe the shade of black that he sees as an East Indian. He sees this black woman as.
Of this black color, I was looking for ugly black.
Ugly black, right?
Nigger black.
Nigger black, right? This is a goddamn East Indian.
Dotish black. Nobody have those colors in stock. It's finally. Burja called me yesterday and said they have a dog shit black. I said,
brother, dog shit black. This is an East Indian talking about a sister like this. You understand? Like, this is something we had to take personal as a people. Like, this can't be an isolated thing. This can't be something where he just gets a pass because he's attributing this to his political affiliation. This has to be, who is you talking to? Who are you talking to like that? Watch your mouth.
That is it. That is Marcia color, dog shit black. Send it for me. And hence, the video blog this morning. I'm sorry I keep all your back. How are you going Trinidad and Tobago? Is me, Marcia?
All right, cool. That's it there. I'm done with that faggot, right? Now you see he halfway a sodomite, right? You'll see he's that fool there is, struggling badly with homosexuality. Badly. Understand why people didn't call him out yet. Him and the other one who does the news, Ian Allen. Right? Them is two flaming faggots, two straight up and down homosexuals. And they haven't been, made to pay for what they do to black people and say about black people. You get the point? So now that's what that sister there is supposed to really, that's what you have to impress on her. You have to impress on her that this is to make you angry enough to give up pork. This is to make you angry enough to give up shrimp, crab, and lobster. This is to make you angry enough to stop coming up against your husband and questioning your husband and being a monster to your husband, assuming that's of course if she is. It's a good opportunity to correct her like that. But heathens like that over us, it's to make us angry. You get the point? It's to make us angry, brother. It's to make us, it's to instill in us a certain amount of, anger, fury, and question like, why do I have to serve these heathens? Why do I have to serve these heathens? You get the point?
Okay.
That's what it's for. That's ideally what it's for. You understand?
And if I may say slack,
go ahead.
That brother there,
that who?
He does the
wait, hold on.
The heathen.
Oh,
the heathen.
Salaki,
The hard look,
all right. That'd be shortest time you spend as an officer here.
Right. He does bad talk East Indians too, but this particular video, he didn't just bad talk. It was like a hatred came out. I never saw that in none of his videos before when he was bad talking East Indians. He bad talk them, but this video was a hatred for black people.
That's it, because that's how we always feel. That's how we always feel. And as a brother now who in the truth, you want to explain to your brothers and your sisters that don't get caught up in the 200 years where we were forced to coexist with these heathens. They have a disdain for us. They just learn to hide it because they're on top.
Right.
You understand? They just learn to hide it because when you're on top, your worries ain't the same worries as somebody who on the bottom. The things that bother you, that slide off your back, or you sitting on top, you large and in charge. Down, brother. You is damn near every day. So now you looking at them like, you know, about us, they don't say nothing about us. But brother, if you could hear their conversations at a dinner table, you would be vexed. I remember, I'm going to give a personal story. I remember I was in Trinidad. This was maybe the year I found the truth or the year before I found the truth. I'm originally from South, but I was renting an apartment up north in Curep, close to UE. All right? I was renting up there, and of course, all the apartments up there, the college apartments or the university apartments, is owned by East Indians. Right? By East Indians, they're inhabited by East Indians. So, you know, all as probably me and 2 or 3 other Israelites, and the rest is East Indians and Chinese. It was like a holiday weekend. It was, you know, could be independence or emancipation, some shit like that, where cooking and the drinks flowing and the music playing. So, you know, we hanging out, the line goes straight into the night. And I'm upstairs there and they're talking and the drinks flowing. I'm hearing this Indian and his girlfriend was Chinese. I remember them, I ain't gonna call the name, but I remember them good. Sitting there and I'm drinking, right? And I'm hearing them, he's telling her, don't say it. She's like, nah, he cool. So I already like, I'm preparing for some bullshit. Of course, she comes up and is like, what up, nigga? And everybody waiting to see my response because, of course, he's telling her, you can't make that type of joke with him. Like, he's going to trip on you with that shit. But I see it coming. Right? And I look at her and I respond, I say, what's going on, chink? And that was that. Everybody just laughed. But brother, that night, I understood there's a difference between us and them. You understand?
Right.
No matter how much they try to keep from crossing the line, they will cross the line. You understand? They will cross the line. It's something you have to remember, even though you live with them and work with them. These are not your people. All right? So now let's get to the filth of East India. All right? The filth of East India. Let's get to it, brother. This here is a group of East Indian pundits called the Aghori Sadhus. Sadhus. They are looked at as the most extreme East Indian pundits. This is a priest, a Hindu priest, right? They looked at as the, you know, they're the Shaolin masters of Hindu. They're the hardest of the hardest, the hardcore of the hardcore. You know, the general public look to them as, boy, these guys is the roughest of the rough. You know what I mean? In terms of their of how far into their culture they go, they are considered the most extreme of the East Indians. And of course, they holding on to ancient custom. Ones who actually hold on to the old way of doing things versus the ones who do the more, you know, secular, accepted form of Hinduism. That's the more accepted ones. But this is the real Hinduism right here. You're going to see a lot of stuff in this thing. I guarantee you, after this year, your life ain't going to be the same. So, like, that's what I'm going to tell you. Your life is not going to be the same. Is a video. I'm gonna put on the captions because some of the some of the words kind of inaudible. All right. Some of the words kind of inaudible. Let me just double check, make sure everybody's still on. Yeah, some of the words are inaudible, so y'all can follow through and read. Some of the parts I'm gonna skip through. All right. What does that look like immediately to you?
Smoking hemp or weed or something.
I mean, if I never told you this was East Indians.
Muslim.
Okay, let me freeze this again. That. If I never told you this was East Indians, who would you think that was?
Rastafarian.
All right. All right. Don't try to protect them. Don't try to protect them. They're brothers, but they had to know the truth. They had to know the truth of where, you know, where it really come from. So like, I think I damn near messed up the damn stream now. All right, they're gonna have to know the truth of where, you know, the culture comes from. The whole Rastafarian culture of getting high. All right.
They eat leftovers from human dead bodies.
All right. You hear what they say, right? They eat leftovers from human dead bodies. This is the Aghori Sadhu sect of Hindu Pundits.
They drink in a bowl made of human skull and from a human pyre. Known as the followers of Lord Shiva, these are the Aghoris.
Right? They're the followers of Shiva. Remember last week we went through with Shiva, with the goddess Kali and the Thugi, the group that served Kali.
Right.
Kali was one of Shiva's hoes, right? So they call her consorts, but I know exactly what the hell that is. That was one of Shiva's hoes. The god that they worship also was another one of Shiva's hoes. All right. They're followers of Shiva. All right, the blue Down syndrome East India.
A place considered dreadful by others is home for Aghoris, the Hindu cremation ground.
Right, the Hindu cremation ground is the home for the Aghoris. If you're in Trinidad, you're familiar with Mosquito Creek. It's a famous place where they would burn bodies. Is an East Indian funeral ceremony site. It's famous. You see them up there shaving their heads. You will see them up there lighting the fires on the pyres. You know, it's similar to that. But these pundits live there because, of course, the remains of the dead body, they eat it. And the ashes, they put on their skin and they, you know, do all kind of ceremonial stuff with it, you know. But these are the people who rule over us, though. This is, you know, this is who in Dunkin' Donuts talking about, have a nice day, can I help you? Can I help you? This is who. All right?
Out of the various sects of Hindu priests, the most extreme and the most feared of all.
Right? The most extreme and the most feared of all are the Aghoris. They're very well respected because they eat people as well.
Aghoris.
Okay.
The term Aghori is derived from the Sanskrit word Aghor, which has various meanings. Aghor means not difficult or non-terrible in one perspective.
All right, let me skip forward that.
Simple and natural state of consciousness in which there is no fear. A natural state of consciousness implies a simple and natural state of consciousness in which there is no fear.
What he look like, the other one?
A Rastafarian.
Oh, no, this is an old, ancient, dating back 10,000 BC. This is where this discipline comes from. So when we say that dreadlocks is not our culture, brother, it's not our culture. You see them dreads, right? They believe these dreadlocks are their connection to Shiva. It's their antenna to Shiva. The longer the locks, the stronger the connection to Shiva. You understand? And as you watch the video, you would realize why the UPK always teaches that the dreadlocks are a filthy, disgusting thing, because it comes from a filthy people. You understand? It comes from a filthy people, and it's a filthy custom. It's a dead hair You know what I mean? You cut open any dreadlock, you're going to find all kind of eggs and some lice and stuff inside there. All right?
Wow.
Benjamites, being the Lord's people, we would take that custom and clean it up. So, of course, the dreads, you would hear somebody with dreads say, nah, my own don't have none in it. That's because you ain't really, you understand? What you wearing is some customized, you know, cosmetic version of dreadlocks. This is real dreadlocks here. You get the point?
Can.
Or discussed. But on the contrary, the Aghoris have rituals that are seen as being disgustful and are feared by common people.
And just so I wanted to notice, there's a, I don't want to say spirit, but there's a backdrop of sodomy going on here, brother. Just look at how the men sitting, what they're wearing, the look on the countenance of their face. The scripture said the countenance will show their homosexuality. They look like faggots, and you will see by the end of the video, these is sodomites here, brother. Full out sodomites.
As per the Aghori sect, the true meaning of the term Aghori is one who is fearless and who does not discriminate.
Right? The true meaning of the term Aghori is one who is fearless and does not discriminate. Homosexual trait number one. Fearless part. We know they fear women, but that whole not discriminate bullshit, they're talking about not discriminate in terms of sexual preference. And I'm giving it early just in case we run out of time. But you'll see by the end of the tape, it's talking about their sexual preference and not discriminating in terms of, you know, being racist or unjust or something like that. All right?
Followers of Lord Shiva.
Right? This is someone mimicking Shiva, a little blue East Indian dwarf, right? And they follow Shiva, right? Shiva looks like a modern day transvestite, right? Wearing a ton of makeup, you know, his eyes is done, his eyebrows is done, wearing eyeliner, red lipstick, blue makeup. That's why they don't discriminate, because Shiva is a drag queen.
The most powerful of all, the destroyer. These Aghoris follow occult practices dating back to the 5th century AD.
No. So this is their spiritual pose, right? Like it, brother. Right? He's sitting down here looking like he high out his mind. This other one ass up in the air, Lord knows why. Right?
India is a land of various sects and religions. Out of its vastness of beliefs, the sect known as Aghori or Aghori Sadhus is unique. Aghori Sadhus are associated with cannibalism and rituals using human skulls and animal sacrifices. The practice of cannibalism and animal or human sacrifices are mostly related to tantric rites of the Sakta worshippers of the...
Right, it's you know, I just want to see something right here. See he wearing the Sheila, David?
Worshippers of Devi.
I don't know if you see it right there. He's wearing the shield. He ain't no Israelite. But of course, these heathens taking whatever they could to try to, you know, invent a god to make them powerful. I'm sure in the history, if you go back, it was some encounter with Israelites that made them realize this God is powerful.
In any of her various forms, be it Kali, Durga, or Chamunda. The Kamakhya temple situated on top of the Nilachal hill in Guwahati in northeast India.
All right, so this is what we get into. This is called the Kamakhya temple, right? Kamakhya, I think it's Kamakhya Vedi or Kamakhya Dehi temple, right? This is where they go to worship. Now, the history on Kamakhya is that, okay, Shiva, the god Shiva had a wife. He also had a mistress who was, or a consort, like how Kali was, who was this Kamakhya. Some way or the other, I think Shiva killed the wife or Kamakhya killed the wife. And Shiva was bringing her body somewhere. Apparently her body was chopped up into pieces. And the location of this particular temple on this mountain is where her vagina fell out on the ground. All right?
Right.
Somehow the box come loose and the box fall apart and fell on the ground on this part right here. Slovakia.
Right.
So let's see what they did on this spot where the box fall out.
Is the center of widely practiced powerful tantric or black magic cult in India. Legend has it that the temple of Kamakhya Devi, consort of Lord.
Right. This is you see them right here, right? The little dreadlocks on them. Right? This sitting by the temple. You see the statue here, right?
Come.
Right? You also everybody see the statue right here? Brother.
Lord Shiva came into existence. Has it that the temple of Kamakhya Devi.
So the legend has it.
Legend has it that the temple of Kamakhya Devi, consort of Lord Shiva, came into existence when the Lord was carrying the corpse of his wife, and her yoni, or the female genitalia, fell to the ground at the spot where the temple now stands. The Ambabachi Mela, the second largest religious congregation of people in the world, is held at the temple every year during monsoon, as the devotees believe that the goddess Kamakhya goes through her menstrual cycle at that time.
Good night, brother. I don't know if you're understanding what's going on here. Let me just play that back one more time, right? Salak. Like your rib have a problem with why we ain't ruling. Show her this, and then tell her go to work and serve that Eastern deal.
Legend has it that the temple of Kamakhya Devi, consort of Lord Shiva, came into existence when the Lord was carrying the corpse of his wife, and her yoni, or the female genitalia, fell to the ground at the spot where the temple now stands. The Ambabachi Mela, the second largest religious congregation of people in the world, is held at the temple every year during monsoon.
So now they're saying this is the second largest. Hold on, what are they saying?
At the temple every year during monsoon, the temple now stands. The Ambabachi Mela, the second largest religious congregation of people in the world, is
right. It's the second largest congregation of religious people in the world. Right? They probably the first largest might be that Hajj to Mecca, but this is the second largest, which means every Hindu go in here. You understand?
Come.
Which means every Hindu who is a Hindu going here to this event that they keep in the season of monsoon. Monsoon, I believe, is them hurricanes. So in hurricane season, they keep this festival. Because why?
Every year during monsoon, as the devotees believe that the goddess Kamakhya goes through her menstrual cycle at that time. Therefore,
they believe this goddess, who was Shiva's hoe, they believe she goes through her period at this time. So this is a statue of the hoe. Blood is her period blood.
Therefore, the temple remains closed for 3 days. On the 4th day, the temple reopens, and thousands of devotees and sadhus of all sects make a mad rush to receive the unique and highly powerful prasad.
Right? For 3 days, Salaki. For 3 days, the temple remains closed so the statue could bleed. And then after, they open the doors to the temple so that thousands of them could come and get this highly decorated, I forget what they call it, Garsad? Hold on.
Highly powerful prasad.
Baful Grasad. That's what they call it, Baful Grasad. They come to get the Baful Grasad. Anybody know what the Baful Grasad is? All right, no sweat. Let's keep watching.
Small bits of cloth, supposedly moist with the menstrual fluid of goddess Kamakhya.
Brother, that red dot is period blood arc. That's what it's supposed to be. And knowing how these East Indians go full out into the damn worship, I guarantee you some of it is actual period blood. That red dot is period blood. I don't know if you get it. Let me play it back one more time.
Is held at the temple every year during monsoon, as the devotees believe that the goddess Kamakhya goes through her menstrual cycle at that time. Therefore, the temple remains closed for 3 days. On the fourth day, the temple reopens, and thousands of devotees and sadhus of all sects make a mad rush to receive the unique and highly powerful prasad, which is small bits of cloth, supposedly moist with the menstrual fluid of goddess Kamakhya. Many of the Aghoris come here during this time before starting their initiation for the blessings of goddess Kamakhya.
So you understand what's going on?
Is held at
what was looking at in the beginning here of that first part, where we see them walking and they going and touching the red that's flowing. This red right here. Those full movers here. You see what he doing? He doing the smoking, and then he touch it and he put it on his forehead. That is symbolic of the period blood of Shiva's hoe, his outside woman. All right? Because they call his outside woman, and they walk around like if there's the holy of holies and the best of the best and, you know, everything else. When, brother, that is disgusting. That is disgusting. And if I know a heathen, how I know a heathen, I guarantee you some of them East Indians wearing straight up period blood. Straight up. This take the whole black woman as God to a whole new level. Them Egyptologists think they're doing something. These East Indians worshiping the blood. The old, how them Jamaicans say, the blood clot. Them worshiping the rag, brother. They worshiping the full out rag. Give me 15 quickly. Leviticus chapter 15 real quicker. Right? Let's see why the Lord definitely made a difference between us and them. All right, let me know when you have it. All right, you see again the
Leviticus 15.
You have it? Go ahead.
Yeah, 15. 15 and 1? And the...
I'm going to tell you what.
15 and 25. 15 and 19.
$19.
19. Leviticus 15 and 19. And if a woman have an issue, and her issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days.
7 days. Hold on. 7 days. These heathens keep the temple closed for 3 days.
Is held at the temple every year during monsoon, as the devotees believe that the goddess Kamakhya goes through her menstrual cycle at that time. Therefore, the temple remains closed for 3 days.
For 3 days, brother. The Bible said that's supposed to be 7 days of separation. But they coming back within the separation to get down with that, good night. With straight up and down period blood, brother. That's the East Indian red dot. That's the East Indian red dot. You get the point? Keep reading.
And whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until the eve.
The East Indians are an unclean people. So that little fat faggot talking about dog shit black, his whole nation is unclean. His whole nation is disgusting as the day is old. You understand? They have a whole disgusting countenance about them. They're brown skin, but their brown don't look brown like how we look. They have a dirty look about them, just like, what the hell is you? They just have something that just don't look right. because they worship that damn period blood, put it on their forehead, and walk around like they're better than black people. They walk around like they're so goddamn smart and they're so much better and they should be over us. When, brother, I don't even want an East Indian serving me in the kingdom. Y'all could go be slaves to Africans or something, but y'all ain't bringing that nonsense nowhere around me. I'll tell you that straight up. You understand? Like, this is who they are. Keep going. See, all the red on them is supposed to be period blood arc.
Oh, okay.
And look how feminine this fool is. You see the bag he have, like a damn grocery bag. And he looks absolutely, what man looks and dresses like that? And has that type of bag? You get the point? That's why them Eastern always have that type of feminine type of look. Because they into that type of worship. And brother, they cover themselves in that period blood, brother. That's your red dot right there. So next time you go ask for coffee, you know what I mean? Check and see if they have the red dot on their head. You know what I mean? Before you shake that. They had to walk around and tape a damn tampax to the damn forehead. You know, tape a damn Kleenex to the forehead. They bleeding period blood. Keep reading.
Okay. And everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean.
You understand? Everything
right.
that she lay on or sit on shall be unclean, because it was a way to quarantine days of separation. Because it's the time the body is getting rid of, you know, the lining and the walls that was set up to receive an egg if she conceived within that month, within that cycle. If she did not conceive, the body gets rid of it and starts rebuilding a whole new wall for a whole new child, right? Any sister know that them days she don't even want to go to work. The white man done once, he makes his slaves so efficient, he bring all kind of drugs to make it get through the pain, and he give you drugs to stop the menstrual cycle. One of them drugs is called Depo-Provera or something like that. And it just came out recently that shit is linked to sterilization and all sorts of cancer that they was doing sisters. Sisters was giving all kind of accounts of how they were on the Depro shot. There is an injection they take that stopped the period for up to a year even. For a whole year, you ain't bleeding. The sister said when she tried to come off of the shot, this is something you can find on the internet. There's different testimonies of people who was on it. Come off of the shot, and she got sick. And she started getting her period, but it would just flow and it would come out black. And it's like, damn near, maybe the shot is stopping the flow so damn much. It's like it's creating a cesspool in her. Where now that her body's trying to get rid of it, it's like it's so much to get rid of. Like, why not just obey the Lord and let the sister stay home for a week? Like the white man's kingdom, like he's such a fool. You have a sister who have a slavery. She needs 7 days off to bleed, no problem. Take your 7 days off. Guess what? I can go get some college graduates or college interns for that 7 days. They come in, they work, they get some money. People who are on unemployment, you know what I mean? They just come in, they come in for the week. And they familiarize themselves with what she's doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like there's no reason for us to be driven like animals so much like this. But of course, they don't obey the laws, and a heathen, he don't know what the hell to do with that. So he bathed in the period blood, put it all on his forehead. You get the point? Drop that. Let's continue the video, all right?
Or the female genitalia fell to the ground at the spot where the temple now stands. The Ambabachi Mela, the second largest religious congregation of people in the world, is held at the temple every year during monsoon, as the devotees believe that the goddess Kamakhya goes through her menstrual cycle at that time. Therefore, the temple remains closed for 3 days. On the 4th day, the temple reopens, and thousands of devotees and sadhus of all sects make a mad rush to receive the unique and highly powerful prasad, which is small bits of cloth, supposedly moist with the menstrual fluid of goddess Kamakhya. Many of the Aghoris come here during this time before starting their initiation for the blessings of goddess Kamakhya.
Right? So now he's speaking in that whatever language, Sanskrit or whatever it is. So he says, this body and this life is not mine. It all belongs to the goddess, Kamakhya. This is the yoni pith of the goddess. All right, that's where all them sisters who into this new age thing are maintaining your box. You all have the yoni egg. White man tell you walk around with that all day to make the thing get tight. No problem. If that's what you want to do, that's your business. But he's saying this is a celebration of what is coming out of her, right? Which is the menstrual cycle. You understand? And he's saying his body and his life is not his. It belongs to the goddess. This is a whole nother, Egyptology, the black woman is God, Christianity, Immaculate Conception nonsense. Get the point? Like everybody is Christian. Woman worship is Christian. Right? He said we come here to offer everything to her. If we do not offer her anything, we won't receive anything from her. Right? He said we come here to offer the goddess peace, and in return she grants us prosperity and well-being, and that is what we give to the world. Now this is East Indian culture. For people who never grew up around East Indians, they have little shrines in their yard. If they have a house, outside by the front gate, you would see some bamboo poles with some flags on it, and you would see the little goddess or god inside the temple, and they would go and give it milk and food and pray to the god. And in exchange for that, the god's supposed to give them prosperity and peace and riches, and that's what they give to the world, which is a goddamn lie. Them East Indians be killing and poisoning people for land and money, including their own parents. All right.
The life of an Aghori sadhu is not easy. To become like them, one has to meditate for about 12 years.
Right? The life of a Aghori sadhu is not easy. To come like them, you had to be in this, this group of homosexuals for about 12 years. Right? You see, this one spread out. This one, he just decided he's gonna put his ass in the air for no goddamn reason. This other one over here, who the hell knows what he's doing?
And complete certain rituals under the guidance of an Aghori guru in order to enhance one's spiritual strength.
Right? So they must complete certain rituals under the guidance of a high-ranking Pundit or sadhu in order to get there. So now they're showing you the woman with the dreadlocks, looking like any Rastafarian with the period blood coming down her forehead. Good night, Irene, brother. This is disgusting.
Aghoris use wood from pyres, clothes from dead bodies, ash of burnt bodies, and the like in their rituals. There are certain rules one must follow to become an Aghori. Firstly, an Aghori must find a teacher and do what the teacher...
Just as a sidebar, this same water that they're bathing in is the same water that they shit and piss in as well. All right, just a sidebar. When I tell you, these people is disgusting.
Rules one must follow to become an Aghori. Firstly, an Aghori must find a teacher and do what the teacher tells him to do. An Aghori must find a human skull, known as the Kapala, and use only this as his food bowl before initiation.
All right. So the Aghori, this is what the Aghori must do. He must find a teacher and promise to do anything the teacher tells him to do. And he must find a human skull and eat from this skull before initiation. So wait, so they just have human skulls laying around? This nigga gonna kill somebody, get the skull and come back and say, here, sir, what do you want me to do? And you're gonna see the homosexuality coming up now.
An Aghori must apply the ash of a pyre to his body during meditation.
Right, the ash of a pyre is the ashes from a burnt body. That's why they hang around all the funeral services of the East Indians. These Sudis or these Pundits, they hang around any cremation site. East Indians cremate bodies. They don't bury bodies. Once they Hindu, of course. They hang around the site so they could gather the ash so they could put it all over their skin because they're just disgusting. All right?
The final part of the ritual requires eating of rotten human flesh and also meditating while sitting on a dead corpse.
You heard that part, right? I'm gonna play it back again. This nigga here, he just put his ass in the air like he listening Cardi B, like he listening Bodak Yellow.
Eating of rotten human flesh.
Jesus blood shoes. Yo, this is bad. I'm telling you. I can't mess with these Eastern Indians, brother. Listen, I'm done. I'm fully done. I'm done. I'm done with them.
And also meditating while sitting on a dead corpse.
Right? So now they have to meditate sitting on a dead corpse and eat the rotting flesh of a dead corpse. And you are telling me these people better than us? Get the hell out of here. You're telling me these people better than us? Good night. Listen, we need to go to India and in the middle of the festival while they're putting the blood on their head, play the Bodak Yellow. They're going to turn up, huh? Good.
Symbolizing the rise from Shiva to Shiva. Aghoris follow the simple rule that the universe resides in them, and they try to attain enlightenment by self-realization.
All right? They think the universe resides in them. So, okay. Whew. Brother, this was a heavy tape. Anyway, so we getting now to the sodomite part of it. They blur it out, so you know it's all good. You don't know how to cover the kids' eyes or nothing, just so that they know and tell them never do nothing they see these East Indians do. All right?
The Aghoris roam around naked, representing the true human form, and
right? They roam around naked, representing the true human form. And this is just like how white men do. White men and who else does that? Who else likes to get naked? Who worships women, like to get high and like to get naked?
The Africans.
Them Africans and them brothers who's lost into Egypt and Egyptology. Just saw a tape where one of them Africans went, one of them Pan-Africanist Egyptologists, the black woman is God, we need to be naked type fools, went to Costa Rica and got naked, and them Costa Rican police whooped their ass and put them in jail. And they was on the internet crying for help and talking about, you know, this is not right, this is not right. Not everybody into that nonsense. You get the point?
Right.
All right, so now this is part of their rituals, all right, that we're going to watch.
Naked, representing the true human form and their detachment from this world of mortals, who according to them, live in a world of illusion or Maya. Through this, they transcend human feelings of love, hatred, jealousy, and pride. There are many Aghoris walking the streets of northern India.
Now, I don't know if you all saw what he did. If you saw what he did, he took a stick, brother. Now, okay, they said their life is to transcend emotion and feelings. So he took a stick, took his rod, rolled it up in the stick like how you would roll toilet paper around the toilet roll. Roll it all the way up, twist it, then bend it backwards and put it in the back of him, and he stand up proud like, oh, look at me, I'm tough. All right, this is lucky.
Live in a world of illusion or Maya.
And this is him standing up here.
They transcend human feelings of love, hatred.
Now, you'll see in a few minutes, if you do have about 3 more minutes left. They do this because they worship the goddess. And in order to worship the goddess, they mutilate themselves, mutilate that rod, because that rod cannot get hard for a woman, because sex with that woman is defiling the god. You understand? So they mutilate their rod so that their rod, damn near the shit don't work. And it's their way of showing the woman that I will cut off who I am for you. It's like the ultimate sacrifice. You get the point? That's what they do. Now you see why all them East Indian girls like brothers. Now you see where all that Dogla and that Kama Sutra shit come from in Trinidad. Where all them East Indian girls, as soon as the husband leave the house, they go right to the brother. Cause that rod, that rod he have don't. That rod is for the God. That shit don't work.
Jealousy. There are many Aghoris walking the streets of northern India with their own kapala or human skull cap. These Aghoris eat things like rotten food, leftover food from garbage dumps, animal feces, and animal urine.
You remember that, Galawani? Next time you hear them talk bad about brothers down there and belittle brothers and say how filthy we are, remember who the hell they are. Remember who they are. Just so you know, you see how he walking around here in the dress and shit like that? Under that robe or that thing he wrapped up is his rod twisted all the way up around a stick for this fake God, this God who was a hoe to Shiva, who was taking Shiva rod. He mutilate himself for this fake God.
Eat things like rotten, leftover food from garbage dumps, animal feces, and animal urine. They regularly perform their rituals to attain the highest level in Aghoratva, the enlightenment. Aghoris believe that God exists in everything, whether it is cow dung or food.
No, that ain't strange. They believe that God exists in everything, whether it's cow dung or food. Hinduism, there's a God in everything. The insect, there's a God in the insect. They have gods in different parts of the cow. I'll pull up a diagram for you all just before the class done. They have a cow in the cow's horns, in the cow's tail, in the hump on the cow's back, in the cow's belly, in the cow's breast, in the milk. In the cow's dung, there's a God in the dung, because this is their culture. This is their culture, and of course, this is why this sect of sadhus who really maintain the shit, feces and drink piss, because now that's the essence of a God they're taking in. You get the point? That's why they believe Hindus believe in reincarnation, but they believe that you could die and come back as a tree, or come back as a dog, or be reincarnated into a cup. You understand? They don't believe you come back as the seed of your flesh, which the Bible teaches. They believe if you live an evil life, God will turn you into, I don't know, a mat, a doormat, a toilet bowl. You know what I mean? Like you could come back as anything, right?
Nothing is unholy or inauspicious for them.
Right? That's why they said nothing is unholy or inauspicious for them, meaning nothing is unholy or nothing is too low for them.
Is unholy or inauspicious for them. Everything is sacred. They gain their powers by doing things that are considered unholy or unclean by society.
Right? They gain their power by doing things that are considered unclean or unholy by society. I'm going to go on record and say this now. Dreadlocks are unclean and unholy because that's what these fools here do. Getting high and unholy because that's what they do. Homosexuality, brother, that's what they do. Worshipping a woman is unclean and unholy. That's what they do.
They blur the line between clean and unclean, holy and unholy, good and bad.
Right? They blur the line between, let me play it back again.
The line between clean, everything is sacred. They gain their powers by doing things that are considered unholy or unclean by society. The more they blur the line between clean and unclean, holy and unholy, good and bad, the more powers they get. You
understand? The more they blur the line between clean and unclean, holy and unholy, good and evil, the more powerful they get. In other words, there's no right or wrong. It's all what? It's all love. It's all peace. It's all good. No matter what. You notice there's a rat right here, right? They have a statue of a rat, right? In India, they carry milk to the temple so the rats could eat. The rat out your house. These East Indians love the rat sack. And they want to tell me something. You get the point?
A family to call their own, with no home to go back to, and with no community to belong to. The Aghoris roam freely anywhere they want to, without worrying about food, clothes, or a place to rest. For they know that wherever they go, they will find a home in the Shamshan Ghat, the cremation ground. The Aghori gurus believe that a true Aghori should break all ties with family and friends and all earthly possessions. He should live his entire life at the cremation ground and eat and drink only through the Kapala.
Right? The Aghori believe you have to break ties with your family and live like a bum on the cremation ground. In the Bible, there was a man who lived in the cemetery, and he was full of demons. You understand? He would cut himself up. They would try to chain him. He would break the chains. This is straight up, and your rib was asking about demons, brother. This is a demonic thing right here. This is straight up and down demonic as could be. They blur the lines with everything. Now you realize why they went to the government in Trinidad and asked them to lower the age of consent so they could marry 12-year-old East Indian girls. You understand? Because a rapist and a child molester is a homosexual. It's all the same. A rapist and a child molester, he is a straight up and down homosexual.
Hence, when the Aghoris take any disciple, they forbid him to ever meet his family or friends, or even visit his hometown. The Aghori gurus believe that meeting one's family after the initiation defiles a sadhu and diverts him from his path of devotion.
So they believe if you join this cult and then go meet your family, you are defiled. But I thought they said there's no, they don't believe in discrimination. Remember they said that? They don't believe in discrimination. They blur the lines between holy and unholy, good and evil, clean and dirty. So shit, if his family defile him, they shouldn't have no problem with that. You understand? They shouldn't have no problem with that. They know his family will talk sense into him and say, nigga, leave that dumb shit you're into. You understand? So this cut you off from the family so they could abuse you and how you're rolling up your rod and then taking a foot of rod at night when one of them catch the Jones.
Aghoris are distinguished from other Hindu sects by their alcoholic and cannibalistic rituals, smoking opiates on a regular basis through...
No, brother, that sounds new. They're alcoholic, they drink a ton, cannibalistic, eating all sorts of nonsense, and getting high, most high. This is where that part of Rastafarianism came in with the East Indians. The original Rastafarians did not have dreadlocks. The original Rastafarians of Jamaica. I forgot the brother name who started it. But they did not have dreadlocks, neither was getting high. That came in with them East Indians. You understand?
Chillums or pipes is a common practice through which they claim to follow Lord Shiva. Being intoxicated helps them to let go of their connect with the world and leads them onto the path of devotion.
Being drunk helps them to let go of their connect with the world and lead them more onto the path of devotion. Them niggas is having sex with each other, brother. And that homosexual love is bringing them closer together. I'm telling you straight up and down. Straight, there ain't no women in there, it's only men. I remember last week we see the video with how they would beat the sister, beat their woman. Remember if they was gonna marry abroad, if they thought she had demons or they wanted to bless her before the marriage, they would carry her to the damn pundit and he would beat the living piss out of her. She crying. They say her crying is a sign that the demons leaving her body. Brother, these damn East Indians don't know what to do with no goddamn woman. They don't understand what a woman is for. Hell, we put hell on a woman, we get a different type of tears, brother. But they beat the piss out of the broad, make the broad cry, and then go home at night, get drunk, roll the rod up, twist the rod up, and then go, kiss a man in the mouth. And put the period blood on the head. You understand? Like, you're supposed to be separate. He keeping you near because he need that juice, that red juice coming from between your legs to anoint his forehead.
The Aghoris, feared by others and yet embracing their outcast status. The Aghoris of India, with rituals and powers beyond the human imagination, with mysterious practices, but also with the philosophy of a simple, unfettered, and uncluttered life.
Brother, they ain't got no goddamn powers. I mean, I think that's clear. The Aghori, they ain't got no powers. They ain't got nothing in. That's just Satan worship and demonic possession, brother, and homosexuality. You understand? Straight up and down, Satan worship, demonic possession, and homosexuality. You get the point? I can't remember the brother's name. I was asking if it was Lennon Howell. I really can't remember the brother's name. I had a book on it. General Q had loaned my book a few years ago. I gave it back to him. I really can't remember the brother's name. But he was sporting something like an afro, right? Like an afro. It was like a black section of Orthodox Catholicism almost. But then the weed and the damn dreadlocks coming. But these East Indians, brother, is horrible as the day is old, homosexual as the day is old. And, you know, this is the significance of the red dot, right? And just in case you was wondering about the red dot is, you know, period blood, bro. It's nothing else but, you know, come on and be separate. And it's supposed to be separate, and they, you know, they're acting as if it's, you know, something holy. You get the point? So just remember that when next time they open their mouth to say something evil about black people. Next time they open their mouth to say something evil about Hispanics, Native Indians, just remember that you could put them in the place about who they are and where they come from, right? Let me see if I get this down image here for you. All right, 1 second. So this here is an image of once again East Indian worship. Let me see if I get you all here on the Facebook to see it. All right, it's supposed to be a god, a cow with wings, and you see the hump, the cow others here, but the cow have woman breasts.
Right.
Do you understand why the cow has woman breasts?
So they could make love with it. I mean,
they having sex with the cow.
right.
That's what we went over earlier. How pagans and heathen people, they worship whatever gives them pleasure. They worship this cow because the cow giving them milk, because you know East Indians have a more vegetarian type of diet, and they don't like killing nothing. They get milk, and of course this cow get them a big warm box for that old stretched up rod. You get the point? There's more of them here. Right? Bowing down to this thing here, brother. See that? That cow looking at him like, nigga, what is you doing? What is you doing? What is all this I'm wearing? And he bowing down to the cow because they worship the cow. Right? And this is a diagram. I'm trying to get a good one for you. Use this one. And this is a diagram of all the gods that are in the cow. You know? They have gods in the cow nose, the cow ears, the cow horn, the tail, the hoof, the milk, the breast. Get the point? They have gods in everything that the cow does and is. You understand? They full out worship the damn cow. It's horrible, it's disgusting. This is another picture here, brother. You know, tell me what the hell is this? Anybody understand what the hell is going on here? I have a cow face, woman titties, and a man's legs.
Right.
It's ridiculous. You understand? It's ridiculous as the day is old. And then of course they're gonna put the period blood.
Right.
You understand? We cannot do that. And the Lord, read the scripture I asked for you in Deuteronomy before. You still have it? Deuteronomy 32?
And 21?
32 and 21.
Deuteronomy 21. They have moved me to jealousy, which is not God. They have provoked me to anger with their vanities, and I will move them to jealousy with those which are not a people. I will provoke them to anger with a foolish nation.
Exactly. You understand? Like that's like, okay, for sure, for the brothers in America, that's the white man. He's an idiot, a full-out idiot, foolish nation. You know, put firecrackers in his mouth, light it, and watch the camera, and when the shit blow half his face off, and expect that to happen. He's a foolish nation. But then in the islands where, you know, the East Indians and the Asians and the Chinese is there, this is the foolish people who over us. What's the opposition, the leader of the opposition name? That woman, what's her name again?
Kamala.
Kamala. When Kamala get up, drunk as she could be in a political campaign, and said, my husband is a good plumber. He lay pipe. And just for the whole thing, she was saying pipe, like a good hoe.
Right.
And full up of that period, blood on her forehead. These are the people who ruling over us. And why they rule over us?
Right.
Because we join Islam. We join Christianity. We eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. We love the carnival, wine, jam, adultery, sex with hoes. We love it all, so the Lord provoke us to jealousy with a foolish people. Foolish people who would get on, who so bold they could make videos about us being, saying, I went to the paint shop and asked for nigger black. And they didn't have nigger black, so I asked them for dumb nigger black and dotish black. Finally, they said, we have dog shit black. And that's the black I want for them niggers. And I paint myself black like the East Indian was looking at earlier. Like that's the people who rule over us. It's to make us angry and to ask, why is this group of children ruling over us? And when we ask that, brother, finally now we can come back to the truth and realize that we sinned against the Lord. And we could be in a different position if we start to obey him again. You understand? We could be in a different position should we start to obey him again.
Okay.
Get the point? So that's that right there. No more. Don't listen. Don't take no shit from none of them. Salakia. Don't take no shit from none of them, brother. That's what they're into. All right? So hopefully next week we do some more. I know I didn't get into the Lord's name this week. I'll do it next week. The whole, you know, Ahaya, I am that I am. The Lord's name is Yahweh in the Hebrew. You're going to prove it. Pull all the scriptures and show you the whole spirit of the Most High. All right?
All right.
We're going to clip it here for tonight because we're over the time. All right? So just continue that on. You're going to link up with me this week. And we're going to move forward with everything we're doing. All right?
All right.
All right. Yabashim Shabrak Thumb.
Yahweh Shema Shabbat. So.
Yashima Tabashim Shah for everybody. Shalom.